now that South Africa must be bullied by imperialist forces. America must never tell us what to do. The same United States, which is furious at being cut off from the riches of Burkina Faso, cannot tell us what to do. We stand with Captain Traoré. We stand with Traoré because we know that Traoré stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traoré, and Traoré is all of us. If they kill Traoré, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity of Africa.
Greetings everyone, it's another time and another day we meet again in our lovely channel. And for today I'm going to share with you the thing that has happened in 2025 that has actually shocked the world. Mean that there are events that happened through the year of 2025 from the January till to date December. There are things that happened that shocked the world, and those things that happened are happening here in our continent, means are happening in Africa. So today I want to give you ABCs of the things which have happened in the year 2025 in the African continent. One of the things which has happened for the year 2025 is the Traorés attends for the Russian Victory Day. Means that Traoré, can say Captain Ibrahim Traoré traveled from Burkina Faso to Russia for the day where the Russia were attending, all the Russians were in Victory Day. This showed that there is unity between Burkina Faso and Russia. He just a president from Burkina Faso going to Russia, just attending the Victory Day. This is very wonderful and also shocked the world. How comes a president just moving from his country to other country, just attending the Victory Day, but President Ibrahim Traoré did so? That is one among the things that shocked the world in the year 2025.
Very much. Congratulations, Mr. President. I hope I pronounced my felicitation properly. For me, it was an honor to be part of these commemorative events devoted to the great victory anniversary, and I would like to thank you for inviting us. It was a great honor for us. And I need to say that during this visit, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about culture, about history, that laid the foundation of the resistance of the Russian people, of its struggle. I learned of sacrifices your people made, and due to these sacrifices, we are free now. And I would like to thank you once again for this invitation, and this meeting allows us to think about what's happening in the world today and to think about the prospects as well. The obstacles that we can see today must not stop us. These obstacles, in some way, they are or even an advantage, because despite all the sanctions that were imposed on the Russian Federation by many states, Russia is still holding the leading position internationally, and we understand this, we understand how difficult it is.
Je tiens à dire que j'ai été émerveillé de voir l'enchaînement des engins qui ont défilé devant nous.
And I watched the parade, I watched the soldiers marching in front of us during the parade. I saw the equipment, including the tanks that from the times of World War II, and I saw the modern equipment, and we would like to see the cooperation between our countries developing rapidly, developing swiftly, and acquire new shapes and forms. We thank you for your attitude towards Burkina Faso. Today I visited Mendeleev Institute, and we understand that apart from defense and security, there is another essential field, which is science and education, and we would like to see Russia assisting us in training and educating our youth to help us to develop our own industries, our own enterprises, machinery, other types of manufacturing, because it's very important for Africa. We believe that terrorism that we can see today is a legacy of imperialism, and that's something that we fight against. If we put an end to this war, if we have a strong army, then we can develop our motherland. This is why we continue to fight. That is why we have this struggle. That's why it's important to train personnel, to educate people. In Africa, Africa needs a lot when it comes to equipment, when it comes to technology and machinery, and there are a lot of expectations in this regard. And that's why we still need to do a lot, we need to work a lot, and we would like to request an assistant, and the most important thing you can help with is this exchanges, transfers of technology, exchange of experience. We need to understand how we can use the experience and the know-how that Russian universities have, and how we can spread it to Burkina Faso, how we can open branches of the Russian universities and Burkina Faso to be more efficient in the way we educate our people, our citizens. This is the essential task that we are faced with. We would like to see Burkina Faso developing, and we would like to see students coming to us to learn various sciences. We can see great young people in the Russian Federation. Among them, there are a lot of researchers, young scientists, and we would like to learn from you. And another important area is military. We have a lot of projects.
And the second thing is that Julius Malema shocked the White House. This is among of the strong things that has happened in the year 25.
It's a fight and a ground force that your organization is a dying organization. When the White House says this is the biggest organization in Africa and in South Africa. Comrades, they went to White House to complain about you, that you want your land, that you want jobs, that you want the banks and the mines to be returned into the hands of rightful owners.
Now, this Julius Malema didn't shoot a bullet, but through his speech shocked the White House. This means that his speech were very strong and they were tangible to the White House. But among of all, one of the things which he has spoken, he spoke about the issue of Africans to unite. He spoke about the issue of being free in Africa, being proud of Africa. In short, until the US President Donald Trump openly argued the president of South Africa, Ramaphosa, should arrest Julius Malema. Just assume Julius Malema's speech shakes Donald Trump, means that he spoke the thing which touched or hurted the president of USA, Donald Trump.
Now that South Africa must be bullied by imperialist forces. America must never tell us what to do. The same United States, which is furious at being cut off from the riches of Burkina Faso, cannot tell us what to do. We stand with Captain Traoré. We stand with Traoré because we know that Traoré stands for the unity of Africa. We are Traoré, and Traoré is all of us. If they kill Traoré, you must know they would have created another wound in the continent of Africa. We must defend him the same way we defend the unity of Africa.
Also, this gave Africa a chance that we are able to speak once we have been given a voice. We have been given health, we have been given strength. We should speak out what we think will be helpful, as what Malema did in the year 2025, as he has been seen one among of the people who were speaking things which are very, very helpful. So this also is among of the things that shocked the world in the year 2025 in our continent, Africa. Also, another thing that shocked the world is the Namibia's president, that Madam Nandi Ndaitwah, also shocked the UN.
Because over the years, Namibia is known to be a mineral-based economy. And it is true, strategic minerals continue to be discovered in our country. And we must make use of them in the best interest of our people.
This woman or this president, her speech were very calm, were very firm, and also were fearless, as she emphasized that no begging, no apology, no submission. But one of the things which she insisted about the thing of sovereignty, about the thing of dignity, and also about the thing that Africa should unite to build our future. This is a woman, or can say Madam President, that she is the president of Namibia. She usually gives out the speech as other presidents do, but her speeches are very tangible, carry something that she's not speaking only to Namibia, but she is speaking to the whole continent of Africa, that no begging as our culture or as our former life. We have been living in begging life, but she emphasized that no begging, as we should stop being beggars, because if we beg, we will be dependent until forever and will be continue to be exploited. Also, she said no submission and no apology. But what she insisted about the issue of dignity, about the issue of sovereignty, about the issue of unity. These are things that Africans should have, so as to make ourselves stand, ourselves firm, and to make ourselves stronger. That through those things will enable us to stand and build our own continent with full of development in the continent. So means that this is also among the things that shocked the world, or that made the world to be in and full of attention.
We need now to reconfigure the entire repertory of institutions on the African continent. in the democratic space, in trade and commerce, to recognize, to embrace the energy and vitality of young people so that they can participate, so that even the language spoken is pretty much their lingo. And so that we don't speak in esoteric terms when we're basically dealing with the trenchant problems that trouble them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And so this is, I think, a lesson for us all.
Also, another thing that shocked the world is about President Duma Boko. In South Africa, a strong leader also emerged. President Duma Boko mainly or openly said things that which are very tangible, things which you can say things which are useful or things which are really happening, and once we use them, they can change our life. One of the things which he said, or one of the things which he refused is he rejected intimidation, means he was against of intimidation. Also, he stand firm on national interest, means he did not favor himself, he did not favor the leaders, but he standed for the national interest. Also, he was choosing sovereignty than comfort, means that he was really stand under sovereignty. He chose sovereignty, and she ensured that there is sovereignty in his country. But this thing made him to be a Southern Traoré, means the one who resembles, or the one who goes like, his characters are like for those of Traoré. Thus they gave him name the Southern Traoré. And this also brought some effect, or brought a big message to other African presidents or to other African nations, that let's stand for our own, let's stand for our people whom we are supervising for. Also, one of the things that happened, or the things that shocked the world, is about the issue that happened in Madagascar, that the army stepped in. What happened is that the president of Madagascar fled, means that left the country and he went away. Now, why this happened? This is because the people of Madagascar said, we will not suffer in silence anymore. Thus, they decided to stand for their own rights. Now, due to that, led the president of Madagascar to go away and leave the country. And its results, the army entered in, means that now the country of Madagascar, it was controlled by the army. This is among of the things that shocked the world, that the people of the country made the president to go away. This means that now Africans have knowledge, have become understood what is their right and what they're supposed to do if anything takes place. This means that we should stand, and other Africans, we should not live in silence anymore. Once reaches a place to speak, let's speak out. Once reaches a place to take action, let's take action, so as to make our own continent developed and make it more strong. Also, another thing that shocked the world or made the world to be under attention is that Africans worldwide defended Captain Traoré. Means that when Traoré was speaking or when Traoré was encouraging people, the international media started attacking him, but something unexpected happened. Means that all African in the world, those who were inside, those who were outside, all by their units stood up and started defending Captain Traoré. Those who were from Africa to Europe, from America to Caribbean, from Africa United. So it means that Africa united to defend Captain Traoré. This means that they have understood what he was speaking. They have understood his message and his aim to the people of Africa. Thus, they stood together to fight for him and to make sure that he is continuing to be a good leader. This made this made Captain Traoré to be to be a big leader and symbol, not only in Burkina Faso, but also in Africa as whole.
Death. It is time that we unite and work. We only ask to live with dignity, to live. Free. Pass the message to awaken consciences. Some leaders always try to put their people to sleep and continue to pierce their people for the benefit of the West. This must stop. Who better than you to convey this message to the different people? Africa must wake up. Young people must wake up and no longer allow the same policy continue. It is not possible. Africa is still virgin. Everything is business in Africa. Look at how our cities are. We can also develop our health and education systems. We can develop everything. So in this rich Diaspora, we have all the specialties. Today in Burkina, we are thinking about set up one university polytechnic just to train scientific engineers, and I think you will be welcome to learn the second time, because as long as we do not train the youth so that we ourselves can produce and transform here, on site we will always remain slaves. Sovereignty is all together. We are fighting for food self-sufficiency. Those who can invest in the agri-food industry to transform our products here, you are welcome, producing us everything here. Everything grows on our soils. We have experienced everything. After a year or so, everything grows in Burkina. Those who want to invest in agriculture are welcome. Those who want to invest in processing are welcome. Education, we want to transform the school, because the formatting that we are currently experiencing, it is from the school. They have channeled us, so that the intellectuals for the most part cannot think.
Also, another thing that has happened in 2025 that has shocked the world is about the return of Africans who were in diaspora. Means that Africans who were outside of Africa, they came back after seeing that Africa has now become a developing nation, a developing continent. They decided to come back so as to unite in other Africans who were here in the continent, so as to build one thing that could be more strong and continue emphasizing about the issue of unity. This means that made Africans from outside to come back in their own motherland. This issue actually is very good. It will make Africa more developed, because once other people from diasporas We'll come back with different mind, with different knowledge, which will be used for developing, or which will be used for the development of our own continent. At the end, we are going to make a developing continent, in which is our own motherland, our own continent, Africa. 3 states, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, formed their own alliance, which was AES. But they didn't just talk in words, but they talked in action. Among of the things which they discussed, among the things which was talked in this summit, is that they have created a commercial bank, a bank which will be under the 3 states, or will be under AES. Means that bank will be used for giving out loans for the countries of AES, or for the members of AES, and other members, or in other countries which they need help. But this bank will be very potential, because will be giving out loans at low rate, and no any difficult conditions which will be given out for the country which will go to ask you for the loan. And this will be very potential, or very profitable for the countries of Africa, because they were asking loans in WB, or World Bank, and IMF, International Monetary Funds, but there are many difficult conditions which were given out. Means that for a country or for a nation to get loan, there are some conditions which a country should fulfill so as to get loan, and those conditions have been brought many difficulties or many problems in most of African countries. But under this commercial bank of AES will somehow improve, or will somehow make the Africans free from the conditions, or we usually call them SAPs, means strategy SAPs, those which conditions which makes many Africans nations to be in very, very, very poor condition. Also, they talked about the issue of television. Means that AES has established a television that will be giving out the information of whole Africa, because formerly many Africans information were given out by the outside or by the foreign televisions, but sometimes misinformation or wrong information were given out. But under this television of AES will make, or will give out the real information, that what is really happening in Africa. At the end, under this AES, there will be much improvements. Lastly, this is what has happened for the year 2025. And these are not all, just a few that they went viral or shocked the words. So, if you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and give out your comments on what you think will be helpful for the development of our country. Don't forget to share this video for all Africa who are here inside and those who are outside, but they are preparing for themselves to come back in our own motherland. Thanks.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.